Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the October Open Forum. We're filming today on Wednesday, October 21st, and this Open Forum will air on Friday, the 23rd, on channel 2501, and will also be uploaded to the neighborhood website at 11 a.m. Our next meeting will be held in November, and that's scheduled for November 20th at 11 a.m. As you can see on the slide, the location is to be determined. We're not sure yet where we will be with our COVID restrictions. We'll hope for the best and keep you posted. I'm joined today by some of my esteemed colleagues. I'd first like to introduce to you our new Director of Ministry, Emilio Chaviano.
Thank you, Celeste. It's good to see all of you here. At least we have somebody to talk to, and hello to everyone who is watching. I'm Emilio Chaviano. Celeste wanted me to introduce myself, and I just want to tell you very quickly a couple of things so that you will know I'm an old-timer. I've been doing ministry for a little over 50 years. I know I don't look that old, but I have. And some of my credentials, that doesn't matter very much, but she wanted me to show them to you. What I really want to do is to tell you some of the main responsibilities that I have as the Director of Ministry here at Moorings Park. One that I think is essential is the first one that you see there, to provide a non-denominational worship service. And we're doing that at the Bauer Chapel at 11 o'clock on Sundays. We were limited to 20 participants. Now we're up to 50, and you don't have to make a reservation. We just had on the 18th of October, the first Sunday, that we could have 50. We didn't quite reach that number, so I urge you to come and check it out. I emphasize non-denominational. So I hope you understand the meaning of that. It means that the service will not cater to any particular group or denomination. It's a blend of styles. And that's what we really want to achieve so that everyone can participate. Part of my goal is to provide spiritual support groups, and they take many forms. And I'm still in the process of formulating some ideas and organizing them to present to you in the near future. Counseling and spiritual direction have already started. I've had people, residents, who have come to my office. This is one-on-one. When I say counseling, sometimes people come with questions. They could be of a religious nature, maybe about relationships, maybe about life issues. That would be counseling. Spiritual direction is when people are seeking to grow in their particular faith path. And it could be any. It doesn't necessarily have to be Christian, which is what I represent, but I am trained to work with people of all persuasions. So if you want to grow and understand more who you are as a spiritual being, spiritual direction, I recommend it. Clinical pastoral care is also what we do in this office. We will provide visitation to residents who are in the nursing home and the skilled care units, in hospitals downtown. That's clinical pastoral care. And so I hope also to facilitate and lead study groups. This could be Bible studies or a book discussion. And initially they might be virtual, but hopefully soon we will have small groups where we can do that. Special services, weddings. If you're thinking about doing a wedding, having a wedding, come and talk to me. Also, if you're planning a service, a memorial service or a funeral service, end of life services. That's part of what we do in the chaplain's office. And of course, grief counseling. We all have had losses in life, and it really helps to talk to someone and work through the grieving process. These are some of the main things. I want you to know that right now I am the only chaplain at Moorings Park, and we are in the process of trying to hire a part-time assistant. So I solicit your prayers so that we can soon find that person who will be assisting me with all of this and even more. And I do thank you. I'm not sure who comes after me, but that person is up. The wellness update.
Thank you, Emilio. I'm Robert Sorensen, your Director of Wellness on the original Moorings Park campus. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching our film. With the transition to Phase 4, I'm very excited by the fact that wellness is more or less now up in normal operation, with the side addition of the mask wearing, the cleaning protocols, and the social distancing when possible. So I'd like to speak at a very high level on our different programs. Group fitness, all of our normal programs, group fitness related, are available to you again as a resident, both independent, assisted, and skilled nursing. My team is again touching our residents at all levels of care. Our group fitness class schedule grows on a periodic basis, so keep your eyes on the neighborhood website for additional details about new, upcoming, and ever-changing programs. Both of our fitness centers now open 7 days a week. Anytime that you're really interested in using the facility. The doors don't technically lock, but we do encourage you just to come between those normal operating hours of 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then all day on Saturday and Sunday. You're free to utilize the equipment. Just be mindful of your neighbors. Clean up after yourselves if a member of the wellness department is not present to do so for you. And just be mindful of distancing yourself one additional machine away from your neighbor whenever possible. Personal training at Moorings Park has always been a very robust program. This is something that's growing back very rapidly with the oncoming season. Our personal training participants are growing rapidly, so if you're interested in personal training, you're always welcome to reach out to me. I'll listen to you, provide you with feedback, and then help you get coordinated with the individual who is best suited to meet your needs. This program is available to individuals living both independently and in assisted living. So all of our Orchid Terrace residents are now once again available to utilize our personal training program. Outdoor recreation. With the fall weather comes a higher likelihood of our residents engaging in outdoor programs, primarily social distanced social bocce. We have a small but growing group of residents who are meeting every Saturday morning at about 9:30. So any skill level is invited to play. Any skill level, even those who have never played bocce before, we encourage you to come out on Saturday mornings for a friendly game of competition, weather permitting. And some of the most enjoyable programs for myself and for my team are offering bocce to our residents throughout the week, and doing that in conjunction with the holidays. So during the month of November and December, you're going to see that return of bocce programming offered through the wellness department as well. Guest usage is once again available with that transition to Phase 4. So as you have family members coming into town, yes, the answer is they are allowed to utilize the gym facilities. We just ask again that they adhere to the same requirements that our residents are required to do. That is mask wearing, cleaning up after yourself using our gym wipes or disinfecting solution, and to be mindful of those around you. Try to social distance whenever possible. And Another reminder, sanitation and mask requirements in our areas remain in effect until further notice. Just a quick snapshot of some of our recent and upcoming events. We had Spirit Week during the month of September. This was our resident and partner full week event where we encouraged individuals to dress up in a themed attire depending on the day. We had a great turnout from both the resident and the partner side of the event. In our middle, you see a little image here of our haunted Max Wellness, as we're starting to call it. If you haven't yet been through the Center for Healthy Living during the month of October, I encourage you to swing by, take a look at the area. It's decked out in Halloween fashion, and we have a special treat for our residents on Friday, October 30th. So be sure to mark your calendar and swing by the Center for Healthy Living anytime between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. to receive your special spooky treat from Resident Services. We also had our showing of our Life Bio resident documentary during the week of October 13th. We ran that 1-hour documentary every afternoon. We had, again, a great resident turnout for the event. We listened to the stories of about 10 of our residents sharing some exciting experiences from their lifestyles, life experiences. If you're interested in creating your own life story, something to put together and share with your friends and family, feel free to reach out to me directly. And if you missed that documentary, again, we can provide a link or guidance to you on how to view that on the neighborhood website. During the month of November and December, kind of in that same theme as we've set up in the Max Wellness area, we're going to continue with these passive opportunities to engage with wellness. So keep your eyes on the Max Wellness area as it continues to change through the seasons, fall, and again into the spirit of Christmas in December. Coming up next, I'd like to welcome Mitch Swanson, our Director of Campus Life.
Hello everyone, my name is Mitch Swanson, the Director of Campus Life, and I'm excited to be here today to share with you our Phase 4 plans and our new guidelines that we initiated earlier this week. These new guidelines, we are increasing our capacity at events from 20 to 50 persons per event. Masks are required for each event, and social distancing is encouraged when possible. Reservations are no longer required for our events, and the Sheffield Theater events that we've been having Monday through Friday, we will now only be having morning sessions. So unless indicated otherwise, so please check the promotions in your weekly newsletter and on the neighborhood website. Some of these Sheffield Theater events that we have on Mondays, we have Rick Steves Europe, which is a travelogue series that's been very popular among residents who are unable to travel in this year. He tours all over Europe, and he gives very informative and entertaining summarization of each country that he visits. On Tuesdays, we have various film lectures and presentations. Wednesday, we have Victoria, which is running till December 2nd. And on Thursdays, we have Aerial Cities. Also very excited to announce that Season 4 of The Crown will be premiering in December. And on Friday, Blue Planet 2 runs until November 13th. The movies on Channel 2501 are unfortunately going away with the transition to Hotwire. You will be having on-demand options on Hotwire to view movies at your leisure, and we will also be bringing back our afternoon matinee movie series, which has been very popular. Unfortunately, we'll have to hold off on the popcorn and soda for some time, but we are excited to bring this series back. We'll be showing a mixture of classics, new releases, and musicals. Lectures that we have the Renaissance Academy, which has been doing online lectures, which have been very popular. That will continue till the end of the year. Starting in 2021, we will have the Renaissance Academy instructors back for in-person lectures. Adrian Kerr will be here twice a month for his very popular travelogue series. And Carol Johnson in November, who's been very popular, will be here for a World's Great Museums series, and that will start in November. We're very excited to announce that entertainment will be coming back to our campus. I mentioned that reservations are no longer required for our events. However, for entertainment, we will be having tickets available at the clubhouse front desk for you to pick up. And unfortunately, no food or beverages will be served at these events. So as we start to promote some of these entertainments, please check the promotions and make sure you pick up your tickets at the clubhouse front desk. Also excited to announce that Bridge is coming back in mid-November. This is located in the Activity Center multi-purpose room. We will have duplicate Bridge on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock and Thursdays at 1 o'clock. And so for more information on that, we'll have some information on the weekly newsletter and also in the neighborhood website. Outings will be coming back, and we'll be kicking that off soon. Some trips to look forward to. We have our very popular Christmas trolley that visits Victoria Park at night with all the beautiful homes that are decorated in Christmas decorations. We have our a night at the garden over at Botanical Gardens, which is always a popular trip each year. And we're also excited to be planning Tiger Woods' new putt-putt golf course in Fort Myers called Pop Stroke. And so these are just some trips that we'll have to look forward to in the coming months. And lastly, the variety show. It's been a tradition here at Moorings Park since 1995, and COVID-19 will not prevent us from continuing that tradition. This will be a digital virtual presentation. We'll have showings at the Sheffield Theater for this, and we'll also post it on the neighborhood website. It will feature some new acts that have been filmed digitally specifically for this year, as well as a compilation of the best of, as I mentioned, since 1995. So it's been a tradition and a way to give back and thank the residents in the holiday season, and so we look forward to presenting this very popular show once more this year. And that's all for campus life. Next up is the environmental services update with Peter John.
Thank you, Mitch. Good afternoon, everyone. As Mitch said, my name is Peter John. I'm the Environmental Services Director here at Moorings Park, and I'm going to give you a brief update of what's going on in our department. I'll first start with our upcoming holiday schedule. As you know, holidays are coming up, and we don't usually perform housekeeping services on those particular holidays. However, we do try to move some things around so you still get your housekeeping service. So the first holiday, Thanksgiving, that one's pretty straightforward. We will not be here on Thursday, and your housekeeping service will continue the following week, which is December 3rd. Christmas and New Year's is a little tricky because they fall on the same day, which is Friday this year. So December 25th, the first holiday, we will not have housekeeping service. However, we will move that Friday schedule to Monday the 28th, which means that if you normally have housekeeping service on Monday, you will actually be skipped until the following week, which is January 4th. I will be putting out a memo to all the internal mailboxes as well as the neighborhood website, illustrating and reiterating these dates and this information. We will have a janitor here on those holidays. So for all three, for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, if you do use our laundry service, you can actually put your laundry out on Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, New Year's Day, and we will have someone come and pick that up. We just ask that you place those items in the bag outside your door before 10 a.m. some exciting things. One of the things I really have been pushing for in environmental services is innovation and technology. And this year we implemented quite a few things, not only to assist us in our daily job or our daily tasks, but also to increase our effectiveness. So I'm just going to go through some of the things that we are working on this year, starting with our fully autonomous WizConnect vacuum that actually arrived today. We were fortunate enough to have a 60-day trial that we're going to roll out probably next week in the Chateau. And this device is completely robotic, which means you do not have to have an operator there to use it. You train it in the areas that you want it to clean, and it uses LiDAR mapping, which 2D and 3D cameras, has a number of different sensors, and it can actually remember the path that you trained it to use and vacuum that area without someone being present. It is fully loaded with safety devices, so if it does come across an obstacle, whether it's furniture, stairs, people, it will be able to detect them within a few feet, stop, and readjust the course. So really excited about being able to roll that out here hopefully next week. This next device is what they call a luminometer. We actually rolled this out in January of this year, also in the Chateau. And this device measures adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, which in short is the fuel that cells need to grow and reproduce. So you essentially get a long Q-tip, you swab a surface, and within 10 seconds it will tell you how well that area was cleaned. We have put all the rooms and housekeepers' names in this device, so when we go and test one of our rooms before a new patient, a new resident comes in, we can actually select the housekeeper that cleaned that room as well as the room number. And it's also loaded with about 20 high touch points, which could include doorknobs, light switches, TV remotes, faucets, bed rails, things like that. And it will give us real-time data within 10 seconds and measure the amount of ATP on that surface. This will also tell us if it has not been cleaned. We're able to call the housekeeper back, clean that surface again to make sure that that room is as clean as possible before a new resident or guest arrives. And finally, this is a relatively a new product within the last couple of years. You may have heard of it. It's an electrostatic sprayer. A lot of companies are coming out with these now, and we were fortunate enough to get our hands on a few of these this year. And this is something that's also pretty exciting because it allows us to disinfect a greater area in the least amount of time. So how it works is you have a solution tank. It's usually a little handheld device. That solution tank is filled with a disinfectant. We use a botanical disinfectant, which is EPA and FDA approved for all surfaces, with a kill time of about 4 minutes for coronaviruses. The device has an electric charge, which positively charges the mist coming out of that machine. And when it comes in contact with a negatively charged surface, it completely envelops that surface, especially hard to reach areas that we may not be able to get to by hand. And it's basically a spray and forget method. So we leave the solution on the surface, it disinfects, and we move on. This does not take the place of just normal cleaning. This is used in conjunction with our normal cleaning processes, but it's something that adds a little more disinfecting to our surfaces, which in the end will keep everyone here a little safer. Lastly, actually, I just found out a couple hours ago, it's not on the slide, but it's been a couple of months I've been working on trying to procure a new chemical that can also be used in this device by a company called Novalent, which they have created a antimicrobial solution which actually protects a surface up to 90 days from any new organisms growing or reproducing on that surface. So hopefully within the next few weeks I'll get my first shipment in for that. And again, that's EPA, FDA registered product which can be used on food surfaces and any upholstery or hard surface that we choose. So excited about that. That's all I have for you today. On behalf of the housekeeping department, we do wish you a happy and safe holiday season. And next up, we'll bring up Bern Geary.
Thanks, Peter. I'm happy to come up here with the healthcare team and have an update that isn't completely COVID-19 related. So last week we had our flu shot clinic, and this year we were able to partner with Gulf Shore Apothecary. And anyone that was here last year and saw our Walgreens fiasco, you this year had a much better experience. We were at all 3 campuses between 3 days and gave just over 300 shots. And I've received a few calls from residents that were unable to make those days, so we will be bringing them back on November 11th, and we'll be in front of the Chateau. We will still be going drive-through style, so either in your car or golf cart. We will need your Medicare card, so if you can call me with the combination of numbers and letters on your red, white, and blue card before, set up a time. We'll bring you right in front of the Chateau, and you'll be in and out in about 5 minutes. And an update on COVID testing. So right now we have been continuing our testing at the Chateau. We are under federal mandate to test based on the county positivity. So last week we were at 6.4%, which results in us going back to weekly testing. So we continue testing every week all staff that enter the Chateau. So that does include other departments that are mainly in independent living but sometimes work in the Chateau. So you can rest assured that these staff members are being tested. And on a monthly basis, we are also pulling randomly based on the zip code that staff are living in and the positivity rate of that zip code, and pulling those staff and testing them with us in our weekly testing. So that happens once a month. We're pulling staff based on the areas that they live in and how that zip code is doing with COVID-19 and testing them monthly. And that can be adjusted if the zip code, certain zip codes experience a spike or decrease. We'll adjust those numbers to coordinate. Next, I have Kayla with the Hotwire update.
Thank you, Bern, and good afternoon or good morning whenever you're watching this. I'm here today just to give you a brief update on Hotwire and how that installation is going here on the original campus. We have successfully rolled out Hotwire to the Grand Lake campus and are almost to the completion point with Gray Oaks campus, so we'll be focusing on the original campus for the next several months. Starting this Monday, we were approximately 40% done with IL installation, so those independent living buildings. We're currently working at about 15 installations per day, so that's 15 units per day that we're going into and starting the installation of Hotwire equipment. Phase 1 will complete on October 23rd.
which includes the north end of the campus through buildings H and I. And Phase 2, which goes from J through R, will start on October 28th and complete mid-November. Immediately following Phase 2, we will start with the Orchid Terrace, our assisted living building here on this campus. Shortly after them, we'll be going into the Chateau and completing the last bit of residential transfers for the service over to Hotwire, and we're hopeful that we complete that in early January of 2021. Based on the feedback that we got from our first set of installations, we have gone ahead and hired or contracted with outside service providers to act as a concierge for our residents during this installation process. These gentlemen, if you've worked with them, do not work for Hotwire. They are contracted directly with Moorings Park, and they're there to ensure that your needs are being met through this installation and that any concerns that you have are elevated to the appropriate level, whether that's here on the campus with our IT department or with Hotwire. They are going to, at the end of your completion, go through a small checklist with you to ensure that all of your devices are connected, that you're able to make outgoing calls using the 239 area code, receive incoming calls. They'll provide a basic overview of your new remote's functions, that new voice remote that we've been getting a lot of good feedback on. And lastly, they're going to ensure that you have received a welcome packet from Hotwire that includes a lot of very helpful information, including a channel lineup, as well as information for setting up your new voicemail. You heard Mitch make a mention to earlier what will become the Hotwire portal. Once you've been transitioned over to Hotwire, you'll notice that you no longer have access to channel 2501 through DirecTV. The new Hotwire portal will absorb the majority of the functions that were previously offered through 2501, not all, but most. And we do want you to know that the neighborhood website will still remain our primary source of communication for you in terms of memorandums, videos, and things like that. Celeste Lynch will notify residents in a separate memo when the portal is active for this campus, and we anticipate that being here in the very near future. Lastly, I just want to let you know that our account launch manager, Adam Brockup, is hosting on-site office hours here every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. He'll be doing that here in the CHL in the Max Wellness space. He sits out there and he's happy to answer any questions you might have about your amenities package, billing for any ancillary packages that you've purchased through Hotwire, as well as schedule any Fission education appointments or any other inquiries that you might have. If you want to get a hold of Adam outside of this time, his contact information, phone number, and email are posted on the neighborhood website, and we encourage you to reach out to him with any questions. Thank you so much, and up next we'll have Richard.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. And Kayla, nice job. I was happy I didn't need to follow EVS there. Whoop. Go up. That I didn't have to follow the EVS team because that was quite technical, but a great job. So I'm here today to talk about Thanksgiving. A lot of questions about are we doing Thanksgiving, and the answer is absolutely yes. That we're getting ready to delight the residents of Moorings Park with a beautiful Thanksgiving meal at Trio and at Clubhouse and Seasons. But I think it's important to understand that we haven't made an official announcement yet because we're still working through some protocols. As you can see, the campus is starting to open up again. However, from a dining perspective, we've been very cautious. We've been very acutely aware of our COVID-19 protocols, and we want to keep you safe. So that's important. But as I mentioned before, Clubhouse Seasons and in-home dining will be the service points for the original campus this year. That table sizes will be 2, 4, or 6 people per table. So we're happy to accommodate that. That Resi will be the primary and source of a reservation. However, you can still call. We will communicate that you can call to the clubhouse, and we will assist and have a live person there to assist you with reservations. I think the biggest point is, and again, there wasn't a lot of mention of COVID-19, but I think it's still fair to say that it's on everyone's mind, and it's important in our dining operation that we keep it that way to keep you safe. And I want to say that unfortunately this year we will not be allowing family and guests to visit our restaurants, and it presented too much of an obstacle for us to try to do that. And in addition, we've had been unable to really service the guests, the residents of Moorings Park to the standard that we'd like to. So it allows for residents to eat in our restaurants. What will happen, though, is if you have family members that are in your home, we will certainly be able to service them with in-home dining, and more than happy to do that. These are just a couple of quick reference points for Trio as we move to 75%, and that's going to happen on November the 3rd in Trio. The reservations are now open. We monitor that daily, so I can see that spike in occupancy, so I understand that we're going to allow more residents to enjoy Trio. So that's just a side-by-side of the two floor plans, and essentially what happens there is we add more four tops. We'll be using the private dining room. We'll open some outdoor seating, and that's where we get to our occupancy level. So those dates are open, and we're taking reservations there now. And then for Park Grill, not a big change there because I pretty much just socially distanced the furniture. So we allow for more four tops there. We use the terrace, and we will go to 75% there on the 2nd. And those reservations are already being accepted in Resi, and that seems to be up and running perfectly. So again, we look forward to seeing you for Thanksgiving. It's quite a milestone that we've come this far over the last 7 months, and very excited about that. So thank you very much. And with that, I'm going to bring up Celeste Lynch.
Thank you, Richard. I wanted to be sure to inform all of you, if you haven't already seen her here at the Center for Healthy Living, we have a new concierge, and we're so happy that Carmen Awayo has joined us and our team here at the Center for Healthy Living. Carmen is here Monday through Friday. She's here from 8 to 5. And she'll be able to provide you with phone services when you call the Center for Healthy Living. She'll be the receptionist. She's also there to greet each and every resident, visitor, and partner who comes through the door, assist the wellness team as needed, and she's also assisting me. So I am so thrilled to have her as part of our team, and I'm sure if you don't already know her from the trio, that you will enjoy getting to know her. I also wanted to give you an Orchid Terrace update. There's a few things up here on the slide that I wanted to mention, but really, after I've developed this slide, I did put out a memo today that trumps all of this information, and that is that Lily L'Esperance, our Orchid Terrace administrator, has decided to retire. As many of you know and have interacted with Lily over the years, she is our longest-standing partner here at Moorings Park. She would have reached 39 years in January, so very close to that. She's made the decision, a tough decision for her, one that she struggled with for a while, but she's made this decision so that she can spend more time with her husband, her two lovely daughters, son-in-laws, and grandchildren. So we wish Lily all the best. She will always remain a friend of Moorings Park, and I know that we won't be able to have a gathering to say goodbye to her because of the COVID restrictions, but please, if you've interacted with her, I'm sure you'll want to either give her a phone call or an email or maybe write her a note to wish her well. I'll be actively searching for that new administrator. Actually, the advertisement is going out today, and I will keep you posted on how that progresses moving forward. So to give you an update about how things are going at Orchid Terrace, we are fully in the groove of having family visits, and the residents are just thrilled about this. Families do have to schedule visits, and this really is family and friends, close friends. We are having them meet in a room that's easily accessible from the outside so that the visitor does not have to walk through the building. They are scheduled through the activity department. Becky Bierman is the activity director who schedules those visits. They're for about 30 minutes. We do have to provide and make sure that everyone's wearing a mask and that they're social distancing, but you can imagine with so many months of not seeing loved ones, this is making a huge difference in the lives of our residents at Orchid Terrace. We've also started to have entertainers, and so again, this is something that our residents missed so much. We are bringing in one entertainer, a single entertainer at a time. We're having 2 come in per month, and they are behind a plexiglass, but our residents, again, are socially distanced, wearing a mask when they're there enjoying that entertainment, and oh so happy to have it. We've also implemented, again, our art classes with Kim Willis and our fitness programs. Robert and his wonderful fitness team and the interns from Florida Gulf Coast University are providing exercise classes for all of the residents to get them moving and grooving. They're in the holiday spirit. As you know, we're in October. We're getting ready for Halloween. The decorations over there just make you smile when you walk into Orchid Terrace. They'll still have a small party for Halloween. We won't go all out because we normally had children come in from the outside, and we cannot do that this year. But you can be guaranteed that we will have a great time for our residents. We remind all of our residents at Orchid Terrace each and every day to make sure that they're wearing their mask, that they are social distancing, they still social distance in the dining room, and that they're continually washing their hands as well. So they're doing well. If you have friends over there, I'm sure they'd love to hear from you with a phone call or even a little note, but just wanted to give you an update on their progress. That's all we have for you today. This concludes our presentation. I do want to tell you that the information shared today is really, really important for all residents to know about. If you're watching this, I hope that you will talk it up to your friends, to your neighbors, to go to the Moorings Park website. They can view it anytime, and also let them know that that is our main vehicle for communication. I often hear from residents that they didn't know about something, and please refer people to go to the website to get that information. It's so important. As you heard today, there's a lot of good things going on, and we want to make sure that everyone is informed. With that, I'll end today's message, and I wish you all the best and stay healthy. Thank you.